Okay, here we go then. So welcome everybody to our conference lesson for today. My name is Alastair. I am the conference teacher for this particular lesson. And this particular lesson is called False Friends. Okay, so a very interesting lesson today. It's about similar words in French and English, but with different meanings. Okay, so this is a conference lesson that can help to clear up perhaps some misunderstandings about some words that sound or seem the same in English and French, but actually mean different things. So here is the agenda for today. So number 1, introduction to false friends. Number 2, common false friends in everyday situations. Number 3, false friends in professional and academic contexts. And number 4, strategies to avoid confusion. Okay. And of course, as usual, we recommend that you find a pen and a notebook so you can take notes of any new vocabulary and phrases. Of course, you can also take a screenshot of pages as we progress through the conference lesson as well. So here's an introduction to false friends. So definition. What are false friends? False friends, or faux amis, are words that look or sound similar in two languages but have completely different meanings. Example, sympathique in French means nice, but sympathetic in English means showing compassion. There we go. So false friends are words that look or sound similar in two languages but have completely different meanings. Where do they come from? Why do we have them? Well, why do false friends exist? I have two reasons here. The first one is that French and English both have Latin roots, but words evolved differently in each language. And number 2, some words changed meaning over time. Okay, well, just to reiterate to our newcomer, Kahina, I'm just going to turn off your microphone. Hello, it's nice to see you. The lesson is being recorded. If you don't want to be seen on the replay, you can turn off your camera as well. It's up to you, but your choice, no problem. Okay, but welcome to the lesson. So we're looking at false friends here. Okay. So what is the importance? Okay, why is it important to learn them? There are a number of reasons why. To avoid miscommunication, to sound more natural when speaking English, and to improve writing and comprehension. Okay, so to avoid miscommunication, sound more natural when speaking English, and improve writing and comprehension. Okay, so we have an example here. Éventuellement. This equals possibly. But eventually in English means after some time. So that's another example of two false friends. So we're going to think about common false friends in everyday situations. So here we're going to look at some false friends that are very common in English language usage. Therefore, pay attention and please take notes if you wish. We have a tip as well. Look at the context before assuming the meaning. So the first one here, actuellement versus actually. So in French, actuellement is currently or at the moment. In English, actually means in fact or really. So as examples, actuellement, je travaille ici. Currently, I work here. Actually, I don't like coffee. En effet, je n'aime pas le café. Actuellement versus actually. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. Library versus librairie. In French, librairie is a bookstore. In English, is a bibliothèque. Okay. Hello. Just going to turn off that microphone. Great, thank you very much. Okay, so example. Je vais à la librairie pour acheter un livre. I'm going to the bookstore to buy a book. I borrowed a book from the library. J'ai emprunté un livre à la bibliothèque. So, library versus librairie. Here we go. Here's the next one. Sensible versus sensible. French, sensible. This is sensitive. In English, sensible means practical or reasonable. Example. Elle est très sensible aux critiques. She is very sensitive to criticism. That's a sensible decision. C'est une décision raisonnable. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. Attendre versus attend. French, attendre, to wait. English, attend, to be present at a meeting, event, or school, etc. Example. Je t'attends devant la gare. I'm waiting for you in front of the station. I attended the meeting. J'ai assisté à la réunion. Okay, so we have different meanings here. Attendre versus attend. Here we go with the next one. Étrange versus strange. French, étrange equals strange or weird. Étranger, étrangère, foreigner, foreign. English, strange means weird or unusual. A foreigner is someone from another country. So, for example, ce film est vraiment étrange. This movie is really strange. He is a foreigner, but he speaks French very well. C'est un étranger, mais il parle très bien français. Okay. Étrange versus strange. Okay, so we've got a quick list here of some additional false friends, a quick list of additional words. We've got pain, bread, versus pain, douleur. Prétendre, to claim, versus pretend, faire semblant. Blesser, to injure, versus bless, bénir. Fabrique, factory, versus fabric, tissu. Coin, corner, versus coin, pièce de monnaie. Okay, so there we go. Some more false friends. Let's continue, guys. It's getting interesting. So, false friends in professional and academic contexts. Why are these false friends important in work and studies? Why? Well, in business and school, using false friends can lead to serious misunderstandings. So, in business and school, using false friends can lead to serious misunderstandings. For example, in English, if you say, I demand an answer, instead of I ask for an answer, it sounds aggressive. Okay, so demand, demander. But in English, demand is aggressive. I demand an answer. It sounds aggressive. Okay. Let's check some other false friends in terms of work and studies. Here we go. So why are these false friends important in work and studies? So we've got resume versus résumé. French résumé equals summary. English resume means to continue. However, we do use the word résumé to talk about a CV. Let's have a look at an example of these two false friends. Je vais faire un résumé du texte. I will summarize the text. Let's resume the meeting after lunch. Reprenons la réunion après le déjeuner. So we've got resume versus résumé. Okay, here's another two. We've got collège versus college. French, collège, middle school, 11 to 15 years old. However, in English, college is higher education. In the UK, it's 16 plus. However, in the USA, college is a synonym for university. Examples. Mon fils est au collège. My son is in middle school. And she is going to college next year. Elle va à l'université l'année prochaine. Okay. College versus college. Okay, here's another two. Assister versus assist. French, assister à, to attend. English, assist, to help. So, for example, j'ai assisté à la conférence. I attended the conference. Can you assist me with this problem? Peux-tu m'aider avec ce problème? So, assister versus assist. Well, let's think about some strategies to avoid confusion. Recognizing false friends. So we need to compare in context. Instead of translating word for word, see how the word is used in English sentences. Okay, that's tip number one. Number two, look up words in an English dictionary. So avoid relying on direct translations. Use dictionaries like Cambridge or Merriam-Webster. We can also cross-check with synonyms and opposites. This is a good strategy. Find English synonyms. If a word seems confusing, looking up synonyms can clarify its meaning. Actually, in fact, sensible, reasonable. So the other strategy is to rephrase sentences. If unsure about a word, try expressing the idea differently to check if it still makes sense. All very good strategies. Okay, well, let's move on to this. Beware of different grammatical functions. Check if the word is a noun, verb, or adjective. Some false friends have different roles in each language. Assist is a verb. Assister is a verb, but with a different meaning. Observe prepositions. Some false friends require different prepositions in English. So some false friends require different prepositions in English. For example, interested in versus intéressé par. Well, we've got an exercise for you to participate in. Complete the sentences with the correct word in the chat. So this is a chat exercise. Now, the first sentence is she is very either sensible or sensitive and cries easily. I need to go to the library or bookstore to buy a new novel. He is not sick. He looks tired, but he is actually or eventually fine. The professor gave an interesting lecture or reading on history. Our team will assist or attend a conference in Paris next week. Okay, well, we've got lots of participation coming from you all in the chat. Fantastic. Very good. Some people have gone all the way through already. Fantastic. We've got some great answers, of course. I will wait just a couple of moments for those of you who wish to participate to complete as well. Okay. Just having a look at some of these coming in. Yeah, I think we've got some good understanding here, everybody. Okay, now most of you seem to have them right. The one that has caused the problems, well, you'll see it in a moment. There's one that seems to have caused most of you a problem. Okay, so let's have a look at the answers here. Okay, so well done, good job. As I say, most of you got them right, but one of those was a problem for everyone that answered. But I'm going to read through them. She is very sensitive and cries easily. That is correct, of course. I need to go to the bookstore to buy a new novel. He is not sick. He looks tired, but he is actually fine. Now, the problem for everybody was the fourth one. The professor gave an interesting lecture on history. So not reading in this situation. The professor gave an interesting lecture on history. And the last one, our team will attend a conference in Paris next week. Sounds good to me. Okay, well done, everybody. Thank you so much for your participation. I think it's great that you're able to think about these things during the conference lesson. So well done. Okay, well, continuing here then, we're going to just check our conclusion for the lesson before we finish today. So in conclusion, false friends can be tricky, but understanding them helps avoid misunderstandings and improves communication. Remember that words which look similar don't always mean the same thing, and relying on them without checking can lead to funny or even embarrassing mistakes. Therefore, next time you see a familiar looking word, take a second look. You might be surprised. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and most importantly, keep having fun with the languages. Okay, well, I'm going to read through the conclusion a second time. So have a listen again. In conclusion, false friends can be tricky, but understanding them helps avoid misunderstandings and improves communication. Remember that words which look similar don't always mean the same thing, and relying on them without checking can lead to funny or even embarrassing mistakes. Therefore, next time you see a familiar looking word, take a second look. You might be surprised. And of course, our words, keep exploring, keep questioning, and most importantly, keep having fun with languages. Okay, guys. Well, that is it for today. It's been a great little conference today. We've looked at false friends, and there are many between English and French, more than we've even seen in the lesson today. So take our advice and just check out the false friends to make sure you're not making any mistakes. But that is it for today. Well done once again. Thanks again for attending. I will see you all next week, I hope. Take care. Bye-bye.